Hi there, sorry for the sudden change in volume, but this is the last time we see this title screen. Also, I think the game auto-saved at this portal, because I'm not next to a money statue here. Yeah, so this is where I ended the last stream. Hi there. I'm doing pretty well today. It's a bit of a bummer that we are ending this game today, but I'm also looking forward to the next one. Now, whether I'll start the next game today depends on how much stream time you have left once you are actually done with Trials of Mana. Because if the stream is almost ending when I finish Trials of Mana, we just switch to some interlude gaming, and tomorrow we start the next game proper. That dragon has a skill called a Paytrack Punch, and it's a kick. Whatever that was. Alright, I cannot pick that up because between last stream and today I actually went back in this dungeon and actually explored that part when I just rushed through it last time because I was trying to get to the boss. But I was actually left the dungeon and went to a town to restock on my items. And actually I have everything on 99 now. All the healing items at least. So we aren't running out this time. I also had accumulated so much money that it's basically not a concern anymore. I don't think it will ever be. Because you don't buy equipment anymore anyway, you just try to get them from seeds. And I actually got new weapons for both Turias and Hawkeye in between streams. So this now has the Brun Edge. Angela already had this overpower stick, but she's also got a new armor called the Queen Garb, so she's even stronger now. And Hawkeye has this new knife called the Frainer. This is what he said before. Also, there is a lot of chests in this area. I probably passed several of them. Don't think I can make it past this gap. This is probably Mimic. Yeah. So I was using Rias for variety's sake, but this is still the optimal way to fight now. Angela has this skill called the Doppelganger, which makes a copy of herself that casts every elemental spell in the game, one after the other. And while that is in effect, you can actually control her and cast another spell, like Illustrant being to add even more damage, or just another Doppelganger, if one is not enough. I'll say good way to benchmark test your PC. Oh, very serious. I was forgetting to use those again. That one completely missed the target. Yeah, the Seraph is serious one actual attack skill and it doesn't even work half the time. Because everything else she's got is buffs which are pretty good. But she kills you some other attacks. I don't know how those monsters can watch what we're doing to the others right next to them and still try to fight us. I'm actually not gonna recall what these areas look like, because in my memory they're gonna be full of explosions all the time. But this is just a dark version of Altena. And if we ever play this game, we know which element is the best to invest for spells. when every other endgame enemy is Dark Element. Wow, here Lumina is the first spirit. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Area of Sorrow is the one for the DS, because I think it's one of the few major DS games I haven't played. Oh, GB. I was thinking the wrong Castlevania then. There was one Metroidvania for the DS that I liked, but it's been so long I don't even recall the name. I think it was called Monster Tale. It was a Metroidvania with Tamagotchi elements, because you had a little monster with you, which you could kind of evolve like a Digimon. And there was a mechanic where you sent the monster to the other screen on the DS to feed in and stuff to make him stronger. Oh, what a time for this gimmick to come back. There's gonna be a room this way. Hey, which stale for the DS? That one I've never heard of. I think I had a game called Witch Swish for the DS, which I never actually got around to playing. Now her skill takes up the entire arena, she's making it very hard not to just resort to Angel. For the you need a known spell kind of attack. I think the toughest boss in this game was the first Benevolon, the one that was a head made of fire. Though I forgot what it was called already. But that's also because then you are learning how to stop their ultimate attacks when they charge it. Speaking of the DS, I think that is the console I have the most accumulated playtime on. Just when because I was younger and I had more time to play video games. Which makes it even sadder that most DS games are never gonna be released outside of it. because it's much more work to adapt to like the PC. There is a lot of DS games that I would stream on this channel if I could. And notice how our MP never runs out anymore. I didn't even have to buy fairy walnuts. As a room that just has 4 chests laying around is very much a final boss indicator. It's actually just like in the Bite of Isaac. Yeah, this might be the final room. Or not quite yet. So it's a good time to check if I have any more Brahman stat up items laying around. But I think I used up all of them. Yeah. Oh, never mind, it's not over. Now, games nowadays are kind of designed to try to cause that effect, except that now they expect you to keep paying for them. That's true with gacha games especially. Speaking of gacha games, just minutes before I started the stream, I was playing one called Uma Musume. You might have heard of it. Yeah, that one. But not the version that everybody else is playing on Western social media, because I played the Japanese version. And I mean playing quotation marks, because up to this point it was just one of those games that I occasionally launched to try to get a new character. But I never really had it in me to play more than one gacha at a time. The global release of Uma Musume is like 4 years behind. So I wonder if they're gonna have anything in planning to make it catch up a bit to the Japanese version. But if I did already have a Japan account, I would be very discouraged from playing the global one, just based on that. Is it finally the time? I was starting to think we'd take another post-stream for Trials of Mana.
邪悪な気配が強くなってきました。アニスが近いのかもしれない。慎重に進んでいきましょう。
This portal down here is probably a shortcut to go back. Yes, it is. So we can at least hatch those final few item seeds. Hatch, I mean plant. They're not Titan X. Just enough to level it up. Yeah, I have to check whether any of the new equipment is better than what we already have. And this looks pretty nice, but it's worse than what she currently has. She is evil, but can I do this? Because I do like all the purple she has got going on. I'm keeping this throughout the fight. I'm guessing our crystal must be weak to the opposite element, right?
これが大魔女アニス。マナの女神様に匹敵する魔力だわ。このままじゃ。いいえ、これ式のことでひるむ私たちではありません。私たちの愛する世界を絶対に守ってみせます。
Oh wait, I have a stronger fire spell. Is she the wife of the Dark King? I actually have read up on this character and I think she's meant to be a tie into a different mana game. I forgot what that's meant to be. Because as you remember, all this post-game stuff was not in the original game for the Super Nintendo. And she's probably from a game that came out well after that. And there's another one. She can also cast a doppelganger. I imagine this fight is gonna be way harder if you don't have Angela, right? Because you're not gonna have a counter for each crystal she summons. I think she's stunned though. Let's try this with Furia's original quest, right? Oh, there is a phase 2. Alright, she is a big stake now, so I can turn those off. I still like the color scheme. Let's use Hawkeye for a bit. I do love a element that can transform into a super powerful, scary creature. If you play a Digimon game, you get to see the opposite of that.
そこを動くな。やるな。
And spamming Doppelganger is as effective as ever. Really, Angela has just been playing with her food up until now. I haven't seen that one. I am aware that there's a new game coming out, and I'm probably going to stream that. But I think it's still gonna take a while.
ただわずかな時を眠るのみ。いつか必ずいつか必ずや。
私たち勝てたのでしょうか。いいえ、マナの女神様がいる限りアニスが消えることはない。けれどこの戦いで大きな深手を負ったのも事実。
Why are you still here again?
しばらく彼女が目覚めることはないと思うよ。これで世界の危機が去ったわけではありません。早くマナの女神様をお救いしなければ。グランクロワ様のところへ戻りましょう。
よくぞ大魔女アニスを打ち果たしてくれた。そなたらのような若者のいる限り、何度この世に危機が訪れようとも世界は必ず救われるはずだ。
The GOAT fanboy game is that's not Digimon, is it?
若かった頃を思い出す。若者こそ世界の希望。この心地よさに包まれたままわしも眠りにつくとしよう。若者たちよ、世界の希望よ。
Well, yeah, I am stream that one eventually.
必ずやマナの女神を救ってくれると。
The thing with Digimon is that for whatever reason, Bandai Namco doesn't make most Digimon games available on Japanese Steam. Actually, I think Time Strange is gonna be the first one. Because I wanted to play Digimon Survive and Digimon... what was the other one? Next Order on the stream, but they are not on Steam for me. But from what I have seen of Time Strange, it seems like they are bringing back the gameplay from Digimon World 3. That's one for the PlayStation that I've never played to completion. But if that's the case, it kinda completes the trifecta, because we had Cyber's Luff, which has gameplay a bit similar to Digimon World 2. And Next Orders is similar to World 1. So it's one more PlayStation gameplay style they have to bring back. Also, we are done with this storyline. The quest on the right, I think, has gone back to the regular final boss of the game. But there is still one more thing to do. So there is one more boss, and I had to look up how to find him. You have to go back to whatever your character's final dungeon was, which for areas was the Night Cavern. Here, there was this unsuspecting statue. I tried to check earlier in the playthrough, it didn't do anything. But it should do something now. Actually, it's just brought me back to like the mid of the dungeon, so I guess I'll have to actually find the boss. I have accidentally spoiled myself to the fact that he can Moogle your party. So if you have an immunity ring for that, you should equip it now. Wait, that closed the gate? I'm just guessing that the boss might be in this zone here because it looks like an arena, but I might be wrong. There's no lever in this part. I actually do not remember how I got to this room before. Nope, this is not it. For the sake of time, I think I'll try actually looking up where the boss is. I think I found it. It's not in this room. I think we have to actually go back to where we started from the statue. So this is not where this statue was, so I think I should have to call Flame again and land here again. So the guide says the boss is just to the far left of this map here. Oh, how nice of the game to let you know that you're going to get your ass kicked. I reckon you might be able to challenge this boss before the post-game. But I've seen red people recommend you do it last because it is the most difficult in the entire game, supposedly. Yeah, I am certain. There is nothing left to do. What it's gonna be? Oh, it's just a Urabite. They don't have anything to say about it. By the way, it's level 83. It's 10 levels above my party. Wayne God missed it again. And it can one shot my tankiest party member. That's good to know. It's using a charge attack. Not gonna make it. I was pausing to try to input the blast strikes in time, but it wasn't enough. It can spawn Lucifer. Now you know what it's like to fight Angela. Also, I think he just tried to turn Angela into a Moogle there, but it didn't work because she's the one party member that has the immunity ring. Let's refresh our buffs. He's invincible against the pumpkins. Actually, since we were speaking of Digimon, that reminds me. There was one game for the DS, I think it was the Cross Wars games, which had like a post-game arena mode or something like that. I don't remember because it's been a long time. But you fought a bunch of very strong Digimon. But one of the final things you fought had one super strong Koromon as an opponent. Which, if you don't know, it's a baby Digimon, you usually just find in the very early game. Let's bring this back. Is absorbing all spells? Oh, yeah. Because if this thing where he absorbs damage from spells is permanent, then our strongest party member becomes useless. Absorbs light. Does not absorb thunder. I have to cast Doppelganger on him, actually pay attention to whether he absorbs or takes damage. I think he absorbs spells while he's blue tinted, so I think there is no point in reviving Angelus for now. He still absorbs the lust into me. Oh, he's stuck. That's gonna win. My strategy. Just in time to avoid the game over, but that's the last revive I have. I think Fight Explosion might be my strongest known doppelganger spell to spam, because it does absorb Lucent Beam. Magic Orb does not heal his curse. And while that's in effect, my attacks just heal him. Oh, but this works, but it also dispels my buffs. Just barely stopped that one. How many more of those do I have to cast to deplete his HP? I did last a lot longer with a solo Urias than I thought I would. Sadly, I'm not sure there's anything build-wise we can do to make it easier. Unless we were to try to hunt for better equipment on item seeds, but that will take too long. I do have some more training points. This could use a little more defense. This would be really good for Angela, but we do not have enough points. And her fire spell is also as strong as it can get. I guess more firepower for Angela. We have learned that if we time it just right, you can deny his charge attack with Furious alone if you combo each thing he summons once. This won't be useful against him because he's not immune to knockback anyway. Let's stack all 3 limit breaks. This won't be useful because it's just one fight. Same for this one. Also, is there any healing item that I don't have equipped? Because we are gonna run out of those no matter what. He's so ready that I'll be sparing with the revive items this time. Oh, but the AI still uses him. Okay.
行きましょう。エクスプロード。
Angela's elemental spells do get stronger every time she uses them consecutively. So if we just spam fire, he should take plenty of damage. Not gonna be enough for the Orb Swarmer. Oh, he still takes magic damage in this one. I thought it made him immune. He's really got a vendetta against Angela now, it seems. I jumped too early. Okay, and I did that on the wrong order. I really don't know why the herb has to dispel your buff as well as your debuffs. I was trying to get Tyrius to use her class strike on that thing, but she decided to use the Seraph. So I couldn't switch to her because she was locked into the animation. Actually, I wish you could blacklist skills for the CPU, because that summon does more harm than good. What is happening now? I don't think I'll stop that in time, I'll just have to try to tank it. Or can I? Wow. I actually can. And that's my last extra life for Angela. Oh, geez, there's one more. Oh, please. I need to catch my breath. One XP, no money. One new ability. Wait, sure. A great ability, we're not gonna use it. Because this was the final boss, and even if it wasn't, we were already at the point where we didn't even need to worry about NP anymore. The MP restore item was the one healing item we didn't use. Also, we once again beat the boss with Furious original class strike, which is pretty good for a bookend. But I think this is it for Trials of Mana. Yeah, there is a new game plus. I don't know whether it's just a cakewalk with all your accumulated abilities or if they do anything to make it more challenging. But like I said before, there is a chance of going back to this game so you can try out the other path of classes. But yeah, that was all the post-game content. And I actually meant to look up which game ENIX is actually from. I look at the wiki now. ENIX is the primary villainess in both Dawn of Mana and Heroes of Mana. The former is for the PlayStation 2 and the latter for the DS. So there is some connected universe stuff going on that I'm missing because I haven't played much of the rest of the series. But it feels strange to leave the completed save in the middle of this final dungeon. Let's go to some nice place first, and then we quit the game. The objective just tells me to go either to the regular final boss or the post-game final boss again. And there is Ria's Kingdom. There's a mana statue just below. And this guy. There is a lot of cactus I missed. I wonder if they carry over to the new game plus. Anyway, I have said this last stream, but this is a pretty great game, and I can only hope that Visions of Mana can measure up to it when I eventually play that. Just one last look at the title screen and we are done. As if I mentioned that Ria's original outfit is like one of my favorite character designs from any video game. I don't think that's gonna stop being true anytime soon. Anyway, we are at 1 hour 30 minutes, so there's still plenty of time left. So I am actually gonna start the next game now. And this is one game I played a lot on the DS, one of its predecessors that was Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2, as it was called.
こいつはただの人間じゃねえ。千葉、祠まで運ぶぞ。
ただの人間じゃないなら、この子は一体何なのなのよ。
こいつはランディオル大帝の息子、魔族の王子だ。この顔は間違いねえ。
王子様、どう見たって人間なのになのよ。
大帝には人間の女との間に一人の子供がいた。長らく消息不明だったが。
じゃあどうしてその子が魔界にいるなのよ。
That's right, this is a spin-off of Dragon Quest 4 specifically.
おかえりなさい。またいじめられたのですね。
わるわる、王子は強いんだからやり返しちゃえばいいのに。
いいえ、いけません。あなたは何があっても
Hey, it's the slime from the Yoshihiko TV series.
人間以上に人間らしく振る舞わなければこの世界では生きていけないのです。
よう、お前森の小屋に住み着いたのお前だろ。あそこは俺たちのアジトだぞ。おい、やめろ。はっ、なんだお前、弱いやつをかばって英雄気取りかよ。
Ouch.
おい、お前大丈夫か。俺たちって弱いな。親父がカゼルの悪魔に殺された。
Oh, that's a whiplash.
奴は一人殺すと家族も道連れにする。このままじゃ俺や妹も。
Imagine you just make a new friend and the very next day he's at your doorstep screaming about how the Shuriveler is gonna get him.
おい、どこ行くんだよ。
さか魔族の王子がこんな片田舎にまでお出ましとは。
お前魔族の王子って。
Took you long enough to notice, man. He does have a big dark aura around him.
探せ、金色の髪の小僧だ。
And now it's just the Shrek movie.
よく聞きなさい。生きている者は皆それぞれに異なる運命を背負っているのです。何があっても父親のことは恨んではいけない。この世界で人間として生きるのです。魔界にだけは近づいては絶対。
Okay, she's not dying. Because I was confused as to what she was dying of. But she does have the hairstyle for that.
Wow. 目が覚めたようだな。父親に会いに来たようだが、そいつは無理だ。やれやれ、聞く耳持たぬか。
たった一人でここまで来るとは、さすがは大帝の第二王子、見上げたものですね。
我が息子よ、この魔界から打ち捨てられたお前がわざわざ何をしに来た。
Is this just gonna be like Hades?
ほう、確かに世ならばお前の母親を助けられよう。だがそれをするかは世の決めることだ。世と戦うつもりか。よかろう。己の無力さを思い知らせてやる。二度とここへ来られぬよう魔物を攻撃できなくなる呪いをかけた。時空の果てへと飛ばしてやろう。封印球邪国牢。やつめ。
By the way, I forgot to actually change the game on the Twitch display.
私は全てを見通す者。
And for some reason, Twitch won't let me do it now. The category box is grayed out. Okay, refreshing the page did the trick. And I think that's fixed now.
お前の母親は宣告生き絶えた。これからは亡き母の願い通り人間として生きるのだ。私がその身に流れる魔族の血を消してやろう。なぜ拒むのだ。自らの手で父を倒し魔族の王に君臨する。そのためにはその血が必要か。よかろう。ならば好きにするがいい。
I was gonna talk about the main character for this game. His canonical name is Saro, and I have kept it for this save. And he is the final boss of Dragon Quest IV, which is very old, so it's not really a spoiler to tell you that. And this game coming out several years later is meant to be a backstory for him.
なされていたようだが大丈夫か?
But also because he is the villain of Dragon Quest IV, we know she's just gonna be evil in the end anyway. So this plot is just already figured out. And he's very agile. I haven't played Dragon Quest for myself, but I know about it from just playing a lot of spin-offs and such. I remember seeing one screenshot where Pissarro is telling a woman, maybe it's his wife or something, but he's like casually telling her that he's decided he's gonna end humanity. And I have to guess she just nods at that. Also, as a final boss in that game, Saro has a big monster transformation like Yanis as we fought here before. And that monster form is actually in this game as a monster you can have in your party. So I have to wonder how that's gonna work. I think like every Dragon Quest final boss is in this game as a recruitable monster.
そこにいるのは
Including the ones that came far after Dragon Quest 4, like plot-wise.
逃げろ。お前はどうした？恐ろしくて声も出ないのか？お前は魔物と戦えないのだから。喜べ。猿の方がお前と話がしたい
And
と仰
interesting that
せだ。
this curse is the excuse why he can't fight in this game, because previous games in this spin-off series, the main character is usually a child, and that's why they can't fight monsters. They have to get monsters to fight for them.
さあ、わしの可愛い魔物たちや。無礼な乱入者どもにお帰り願うのじゃ。おのれ！忘れるな。また必ずお前を捕らえに来るぞ。怪我はないかの。よしよし、間に合ってよかったわい。お前を探してまた魔物たちが来ると思っておったが、意外と早かったな。ん？この魔物たちは何なのかじゃと？まあ、そのことは後で詳しく話そう。まずは怪我の手当てをせねばならんの。回復が得意な魔物を連れてくるぞい。さっきの話の続きをしよう。これまで多くの魔物がお前を狙い村に攻め込んできた。今まで何とか村の皆で守ってきたが、魔物どもは来るたび強くなっておる。このままではお前を守りきれん。お前はモンスターマスターになれ。モンスターマスターのことを知っておるか？
Yes, I have played this series before.
モンスターと共に戦うスペシャリストじゃ。
Also, it's weird that they call it Monster Wrangler in the localization.
魔族の血が半分流れる
Monster Master, as they are saying it in Japanese, sounds perfectly fine.
まずはわしのモンスターを一匹譲ろう。今からする質問の答えによってお前にぴったりなモンスターを選んでやろう。
Is that a personality
かっこ
test?
いいモンスターよりかわいいモンスターが好きかの。
Yeah.
小さいモンスターが好きかの。
Smaller? Sure.
なるほど。お前にぴったりなモンスターはこやつじゃ。
Oh, that's pretty cute.
どうじゃ、バッチリじゃろ。仲良くするんじゃぞ。
So there is a dialogue tree to decide what monster you begin with, but you don't really need to overthink this one, because I think they're all fairly easy to get afterwards. It's not like starter Pokemon that are super hard to get otherwise.
こやつもお前が気に入ったようじゃな。では モンスターマスターの基礎を伝授しよう。村の外で実践じゃ。では、モンスターマスターの修行を始めよう。
But still, I did ask for a cute
モンスターマス
monster.
ターの務めとは自分のモンスターを強く育てることじゃ。
ピピピピピピピ。
ん？お前、今何か言ったか？
I didn't mean to click that,
よく聞
but
こえんかったわい。もう一度
whatever.
言ってくれんか。
ピピピピピー。カリスマオーラ受信しました。君の超絶素敵でヤバめの才能、宇宙の彼方まで響いてきちった。
I haven't
私
done
と一緒
anything
に
yet.
トレーニングして、その才能をピカピカ磨こう。
やれやれ、あげピピ。おま、
モンジー、おひさん。また一段とおじじになったね。
まあよい。あげピピはこう見えて、凄腕のモンスターマスタートレーナーじゃ。お前のトレーニングは、こやつに任せることにしよう。では、わしは店に戻るでな。トレーニングが終わったら、寄ってくれ。
ピピピピーンってなわけで始めよっか。トレーニングその1、魔物と戦って倒してみよう。
Yeah, actually, I wish you could skip this, because I do know how to play these games already.
見える？あれが野生の魔物。ぶつかった途端にバトル開始だよ。そんじゃ早速バトルしてきて。君なら勝てるよ。ファイトだ。おー。
At least his vocabulary is pretty cute. In this game, you can either let your party fight and let the CPU pick what moves they use, or you can order each one individually. But at least in the DS game, which Joker 2, which I played the most, you were kind of encouraged to just let the CPU act for you. Especially because whenever you fought on a tournament or online in that game, you had to let the CPU control, you couldn't give specific orders to your party. In this game, it might work the same way. But our slime can only do one thing for now, so it doesn't really matter.
もう買っちゃったの？超天才！そんな感じでバトってモンスター育ててね。それじゃあ次は魔物を仲間にしてみよう。スカウトアタックをするか、魔物を倒すとバトルの後でたまに起き上がって仲間になることがあるから、何回かチャレンジしてみてね。
Now for the way that capturing the monsters work in these games. You pick this option and your party will strike the enemy you choose. the bigger their attack, the more this percentage gauge will fill, and that's how likely they are to join you. And that didn't work this time. He is irritated, so I cannot try that again. I'll have to try it with another monster. Oh, why did it do that? I hadn't seen that one before. And you should try to capture monsters even if you don't like them. And you'll see why a bit later. Now you have to go after one more. Monsters you have not skill trees but skill lists that will gradually unlock by using the points you get from leveling up. This one is pretty clearly meant to be a healer, so it's good to already start with one. Oh, I'm not lucky today, am I? I think we're spending far too long on the tutorial zone because of this. At some point the game should just rig the scout so we can move on, shouldn't it? Or maybe if I get my slime to crit on the scout, because I think that can happen. Finally we get another slime. Already, yeah. Now you're just being condescending. I took way longer than I should.
おさらいだよ。モンスターを仲間にしたいときはスカウトアタックするか魔物を倒してバトルに勝利してね。バトルの後に起き上がったら成功だよ。なかなか魔物が起き上がらないと思ったらお肉をあげてみるといいかもね。連れられる魔物がいっぱいだと仲間になった魔物は預かり所に送られるよ。預かり所についてはモンジーが詳しいっぽいから後で聞いてみてね。そういえば今って春だしお花がいっぱい超綺麗。でももうちょいで季
This
節が変わ
scenario
り
is
そう。
pretty good.
ツタ見てみ。夏 実はこんな感じで植物が爆速成長するんだ。多分登れるから登ってみてちょ。
There is one monster game where you can do that. It's for the 3DS. You can make your character dance and the monsters are close to you will dance as well. But I don't think Pissar is gonna be doing that. Let's try getting a full party going. You can have up to 4 monsters at a time. Oh, but that's gonna be harder. Oh, never mind. There we go. Okay, now we have a full front line. And later we can figure out what role each monster has to play. I do like his design. And there it is. It is very unlikely to happen, but you can scout monsters after battle like this. So now I have 2 stumps.
「秋は落ち葉の山とか余裕でできるよね。蹴散らしてみよう。次は奥のでかい滝のとこまで行ってみよっか。」
As the season changes, so does the monster spawns in this zone. I want that Draki. Oh wow, monster feces. What's that gonna be useful for? I should have a look at what skills my monsters can actually learn now. The Fright Bulb still doesn't have any more points. And we are gonna have to get used to Dragon Quest spell names, which are all like completely different from what you might be used to in other RPGs. Freeze, for example, is the fire spell. And since the Stump is also meant to be a healer. In that case, I think I'll actually save up their points, because there is another use for them if you don't spend them on actual skills. Seize meanwhile is a thunder spell, and I think it hits all enemies. Oh no, Ace is the thunder spell. I think that's a different one.
冬だし寒くて水が凍ってる。これなら氷の上も歩けるね。凍った滝とか超すごい。滝の中とか散策できそう。それじゃあ次はアーチをくぐってあの先に行ってみよう。
Do they evolve? Not exactly. You will find a way to transform your monsters, and it's probably coming soon. But it's not like Pokemon. Yeah, let's try to get one of them.
Yoshi.
But it's related to why I said you should scout the monsters even if you don't like how they look. And if you ever play a Persona game, it's very similar to how that game works. Pretty much, yes. We'll have a way to fuse monsters together to make different monsters. And there's this spell. I think if you play powered, you can literally throw your monsters into a blender in that game. And you have to do that to power up some monsters. So you've been here for an entire year?
そんじゃトレーニングに話を戻して、そんなわけでもう君は一人前だよ。最後にこの呪文を教えてあげよう。一度行った場所に一瞬で移動できるめっちゃ便利な呪文だよ。そんじゃあ先に村に帰ってるわ。
That's Dragon Quest localized naming conventions, you just gonna have to get used to it. Most spells don't do what you think they do from the name. Oh man, this is a pretty good feature. I suppose we're at all the way to the end again. I guess you're meant to go back to the village.
れば。
Are you that set on revenge? I guess.
モンスターバトル大会に出てみるといい。ここよりはるか西にエンドールという大きな町がある。そこではモンスターマスターたちの戦い、そこで勝ち上がり名を上げれば、名声は必ずや父の耳にも届くじゃろう。だがお前が進もうとしているのは険しい道じゃ。よくぞ言った。そうと決まれば早速準備じゃ。エンドールへつながる旅の扉を開けておいた。この旅の扉から行けるじゃろう。まずは大会で G クラス優勝を目指すのじゃ。
I should heal first, right? Plus, I don't think I've seen how you save yet. Oh, there it is.
Yo よろしくね。挑戦する？行くわよ。
さあ、このモンスターバトル大会に新たな挑戦者がやってまいりました。ロザリーヒルから来た謎のイケメンマスター。
Handsome stranger.
対する相手はこちらもルーキー。地元では元気印のお祭り男、KOBO。それでは第1試合、ゴーファイ
ト! Yeah, like I said, in a tournament you cannot order your party around. You can use the tactics, which tells your monsters generally what to do. Like you could do in Trials of Mana.
命大事に。
But I think half of some of them don't even have any spells yet.
第1試合の勝者はこいつだ。ここにゴールデンルーキー来たる。会場も騒然としているぞ。2回戦の相手は G クラス界の重鎮、ド回転ポエムダンサートメジ。
That's one of the more animated crowds I've seen in a while in a video game.
それでは続いて第2試合、ゴーファイト。
My entire party just got confusion. I might lose this. Again. And I can't even tell them to target the penguin that causes confusion. Just have to hope this plays out in your favor.
Amazing! 第2試合の勝者もこの男。この展開を誰が予想できただろうか。恐るべしイケメンルーキー。最後の相手は皆さんお待ちかね、博愛マッスルモンスター DJ お肉丸。さあさあ、いよいよ最終戦。勝利の女神はどちらのマスターに微笑むのか。それではラスト第3試合、ゴーファイト。
Hope none of you have a confusion skill. Much easier than the last one.
なんとなんとなんと G クラスを勝ち抜いたのは謎のイケメンマスターだ。皆様惜しみない拍手をお送りください。さてさて、バトル大会はしばし休憩タイム。お次は余興をお楽しみください。
He just walks away.
さあさあ、とくとご覧あれ。本日の見せ物は今朝捕まえたばかりの本物のエルフだよ。こいつらが泣くとなんと驚き、目からルビーの涙を流すんだ。
素敵。早く泣かせてみせて。
Oh, what? Why are you so enthusiastic about that?
涙を売れば金になるってことか。そいつは笑いが止まんねえな。
Is this a light novel?
さあさあ、この超貴重なルビーの涙お買い上げいただく方はいませんか。よし、わしがいただこう。ありがとうございます。では早速。おら泣け、加藤種族めが。泣かないともっとひどい目に遭わせるぞ。おお、素晴らしい。これがルビーの涙か。なんと砕けてしまったぞ。こんなのインチキではないか。いえいえ、そんなとんでもありません。お客様、まずは落ち着いて。おい、あのエルフ逃げたぞ。くそ、ふざけやがって。
Good thing they're pretty stupid.
くそ、見失ったか。逃げ足の速いエルフだぜ。そんなところに隠れてやがったか。さあ、いい子だからおとなしくするんだぞ。ん？なんだ、誰かいるのか。ちくしょう！助けてくれ！
Important to note that Psaro's curse does not stop him from attacking humans, just monsters.
今のはあなたがやったのですか。ひどい。なんてことを。あんなに苦しませて。人間だって私たちと同じ生きとし生けるものなのに。私の名前ですか。 Rosary.
The pacing those cutscenes is a little awkward when Sara is supposed to be speaking, but they decide to make him mute for some reason.
それを私の名前に
Though I know for a fact he's not mute in Dragon Quest 4.
助けてあげられなくてごめんよ。大丈夫？ええ。心配かけてごめんなさい。
But as for Rose, I really like her voice.
あなたのお名前は？不思議な方。
A handsome stranger and an unusual fellow.
てねってね、聞いてよ王子。誰か来たのかな？やあ、僕はミンミだよ。覚えておいてね。私はロザリーです。ロザリー？ってことは君がこの前王子が助けたってエルフ？はい、助けていただき本当に感謝しています。
Good point. It does feel like a waste to make a backstory game for this villain and not let him even speak on his own game.
それでその
But I guess the Dragon Quest protagonist is always mute, no matter who it is.
何でもします。だから私をおそばに置いてください。帰れって。王子、友達が増えたらきっと楽しいよ。僕はいいと思うな。お願いします。私、お料理、お洗濯、お掃除、何でも得意です。一度は人間に奪われたこの命、どうかあなた様のために使わせてください。私ったら興奮のあまり訛りが恥ずかしい。ダメなの？村の名前しか教えてくれなかったから一生懸命探したんだよ。人間たちに見つからないように命がけでここまで来たってのに。村の人から聞きました。あなたは己の呪いを解く方法を探しているのですよね。呪いを解くのにエルフに勝る種族はいません。あなたの呪いを解く方法も必ず見つけます。すごいすごい。王子の呪いを解く方法を見つけてくれるんだって。だからお願いです。どうか私をおそばに置いてください。ありがとうございます。私必ず
I mentioned Persona before, but this also really feels like a bit like Persona, specifically 5, which I played a bit of, wherein the main character is clearly meant to have a established personality and everything, but they decided he has to be mute. So it's this awkward middle ground.
Rosalie、どうしたの？人間に見つかりそうなんです。この村の近くにも人間が。 危なかったね。早く村に戻ってあの人に伝えよう。私のためにこの塔を。わかりました。あなたの命令がない限り、私はこの部屋から一歩も外には出ません。だけど、私とても幸せです。ここであなたと一緒に過ごせるんですから。
Are you that happy you have to stay inside this room?
プルプル、大丈夫。僕もいるから寂しくないよ。そうね。これからもずっとロザリーはあなたのおそばにいます。
And she's instantly in love with you, so this is like an isekai in more than one way. Oh, out of this, I think this was DLC in the console release of the game. But the Steam version comes with all the DLC built in. So we're getting a bunch of stuff right away. They say they had a new outfit, several new outfits. So let's see what those look like. Oh, okay. This one's pretty cool. The little monster on the chest of that one, I think is meant to be a reference to his monster form. And this is just the goth war, but with a different color. But let's keep his default costume for a little bit before we switch to an auto and then forget about it. We can just jump from here. Something's gonna be here, but we don't have that unlocked yet. And there's my monsters. That's so you can play online. Thanks for telling me not to commit any criminal acts on Dragon Quest monsters. This is gonna open my browser, so I think I'll do this offline later. I mean off stream. But basically, if I remember correctly, this just gives you an item every day. Also, it is not where I was supposed to be. Do I have to go back to the Colosseum? Okay, so I'm already supposed to win another tournament. But let's see if I can at least learn something new on my monsters before that. Okay, just in case somebody has poison. The Draki also has a offensive spell, so I think I'll put him on the lineup. Does this game have equipment, I wonder? Because previous entries did have them. Oh, I don't have enough money to enter that. I need 10 more gold. I think we can do a couple more random battles and then do this tournament before ending the stream. Let's speed up and auto battle. A Dragon Quest that lets you use both surrender rolls in a party. If they make more of those Arena Musou spin-offs, what were they called again? I think it was Dragon Quest Heroes or Dragon Quest Warriors, something like that. Those had a lot of playable characters, so that could happen in one of those games. I think it has to be somewhere to get up here. Also, can I Can I fight that one, or is it a super over level monster that we're meant to avoid? Let me just save first. Yeah, probably not meant to fight him. And you can try to scout him, can you? Yeah, see, 0%. Never mind. I'll run away. But I think they should be good enough for the next tournament. I keep jumping when I'm trying to interact with something because I still think of Trials of Mana's control scheme. Here the jump button and the interact button are not the same.
さあ、この F クラストーナメントに話題の覚醒ルーキーが登場だ。ロザリーヒルから来た沈黙の凄腕マ
Silence,
スター。
so our title's gonna change every time.
対する相手は見かけは淑女、バトルは野生的。レディー・アウレリア。
Downright nasty in the arena.
それでは第一試合、ゴーファイト。
So I think I have more than one healer now. This slime also has a healing spell. So I can change into heal if I need to. Okay, so not that nasty.
第一試合の勝者はこいつだ。まさに覚醒ルーキー、モンスターマスター界の暴走特急だ。2回戦の相手は極東から来た暴れ狼ランランハオ。奴の刃は雷星だ。それでは続いて第2試合、ゴーファイト。
I Oh, I was wondering what did that frag spell do? And we should get rid of that one. Okay, he's done for. So is my Draki. I might not make it through the final battle.
クールな顔してバトルは剛腕。こいつのパワーは無尽蔵なのか。最後の相手は時代が生んだ突然変ハイテンションおしゃべり怪獣ギューマ。さあさあ、いよいよ最終戦。勝利の女神はどちらのマスターに。それではラスト第3試合。ゴーファイト。
Oh, they recover from one battle to another. Oh yeah, that's because the one in the middle is a large monster. So there are two sizes in this game, the regular size like my monsters, or large ones which take up 2 spaces in the party. So if you add another large monsters, you could only have 2 of them in your lineup. But this is actually something they downsized from previous games, because in previous monster games, you had even more sizes. Because like here, the large one that takes 2 spaces is the largest you can get. But in previous games, you had monsters that took up 3 or even all 4 spaces in your party. So it's basically like having a kaiju with you. And those are completely removed from this game, so a bunch of monsters I liked from previous entries are not here anymore. Oh, and they silenced me. Yeah, I think I will lose this. And as you can see, he can make up for the fact it takes more than 1 party slot by attacking more than once in a single turn. Also, how long was this silence last? Oh, that's okay. I'll probably do some leveling off stream so you can beat this right as we begin next stream. And this is a game I'm likely to play a lot off stream just for team building, not for advancing the plot. But just like I did in Monster Girls. Anyhow, good thing we are mostly past the beginning cutscenes. We'll be continuing this tomorrow. I'm ending the stream now, so thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope to see you tomorrow. And I wish you a good night.